the presentation. Oh, okay. Okay, so cooking with essential oils. Why would you want to cook with essential oils? And it's basically because cooking, eating and drinking are such a natural part of our everyday lives. So we're doing it often throughout the day, and it's no surprise that essential oils are useful in the kitchen. And they're useful in different ways. They can provide flavour to a dish. They're safe, natural and convenient when fresh ingredients aren't available, but they're also going to bring us the amazing internal health benefits that we know about too. So let's look at those a bit deeper. Adding flavour. The oils, essential oils, are highly concentrated, so they do make a natural, potent and powerful flavour enhancer. Now, when we talk about using essential oils internally, well, anyway, but especially with internally, purity and potency are important. And we're talking about the doTERRA essential oils, and I'm going to mention during the talk a little bit more about how they guarantee that they are pure. And we can use the oils to add to entrees. We can put them in beverages, meats, desserts, and more. So what I'm going to hope this presentation does is just inspire you to get creative in the kitchen. So the internal benefits, it's a really simple way to promote wellness in the body. It's fun, you can be creative with it, and then you can reap the health benefits that they offer. Now we know that essential oils help with digestion, they can cleanse the body, they support all the body's systems. So you've got the respiratory system, the cardiovascular system, and they provide antioxidants, which is going to help your immune system. It's going to balance hormonally. So there's so many internal benefits using essential oils. And we know that the oils that we've got are safe and natural. And many shop-bought spices actually contain highly processed or questionable ingredients. Now, not all of them, but a lot of them can. And when you're using your oils, you know exactly what you're putting into the food. And you've got endless options for making healthy, creative meals. But remember that not all oils are created equally. And doTERRA oils are certified as pure tested grade, which means that some of them have been certified as safe for consumption. It's convenient when maybe you haven't got the raw or the fresh ingredients that you need for your recipe. Maybe, I mean, I don't know about you, but I throw away so many herbs because I buy them fresh and then I've used them once and then I find them at the bottom of the fridge 2 weeks later. So your essential oils means that you don't have to buy fresh basil every time you need just a little bit for a recipe, or you go to the fridge and you realise you've used your last lemon. You've got your essential oils that you can use in their place. And some herbs and spices and fruits are only available at certain times of the year as well. Your essential oils are going to stay good for so long that there's no worry about them going bad like we do with the fresh ingredients. And it can actually work out more cost effective in the long run because you only need a tiny little amount of essential oil to bring a massive amount of flavour. And on the right there, and I'm going to share this in our group so you can screenshot it, but on the right, it gives you an idea of measurements equivalent to 1 drop. So 1 drop of basil is the equivalent to about a teaspoon of basil, fresh basil. It's not a great picture, is it? But black pepper, 1 drop of your black pepper essential oil is about the equivalent to a teaspoon of black pepper. So you see it's quite potent. So sometimes we're going to go through some different methods of you getting the essential oils into your dishes without them becoming too overpowering. Is cooking with essential oils safe? Well, internal use of essential oils has been in practice for hundreds of years. And the key to safe use is just following proper safety guidelines, because just like any other substance that you work with, it only really presents risks when you use in incorrect amounts. So when you're using too much. And we always say as a guideline, no more than 20 drops of essential oil in 24 hours. Now that's if you're putting it into maybe a cold drink or something like that. But if you're cooking with them, we're going to talk about what happens when the heat gets to the essential oil, and you'll see a lot of that will cook off. So don't worry if you've put some essential oils in your cake and then baked it and now you're having some in your smoothie, because it won't add up to exactly 20 drops because a lot of it in the cooking will have baked off. So it's really just about thinking about the correct amounts and not getting your bottle and just pouring it all in, because you don't need that much. You've already been consuming small amounts of essential oils in your diet anyway, and your body is well equipped to process them. And just like other things that we ingest, the essential oils will go through the digestive system, enter the bloodstream, and then they'll be metabolized by your organs. But you need to choose essential oils that are safe for internal use. Not all doTERRA essential oils are certified as safe for internal use, and we're going to cover those ones in a minute. But these ones here on the screen now are safe to use, and there's an ebook that goes with this presentation. So I'll put the link in the Facebook group where we post this video so that you can download that ebook if you want to. Because you think about it, it's things that your body is used to ingesting anyway. So we've got basil, cinnamon, clove, what else in there that we used to ingest? Fennel, peppermint. So they're all things that you're naturally used to ingest. And all the citrus oils are safe to use internally. There's a few on there, but all the citrus oils are. If you're ever worried about, can I use this oil internally, do an online search and put in the search engine, put doTERRA, the name of the oil, and then the letters PIP, which stands for Product Information Page. And then a page of information will come up about your oil. And one of the things on that page will be the ways that it's safe to use. So you could always double check it there. Oils that we know, due to their chemical makeup, should never be added to food or used internally are arbor vitae, cedarwood, cypress, Douglas fir, eucalyptus, spikenard, and wintergreen. So definitely not those ones in the kitchen. And then just a little bit more about the high quality, well-tested essential oils, because some companies do add fillers to their essential oils, which lower the efficacy, potency, and purity of the oils. So before you use essential oils in your cooking, it's really important that you know how your oils have been produced, harvested, distilled, and tested. Now, we know with the doTERRA ones that we're 100% safe because they have got their CPTG testing process, which means that every single batch of oils goes through rigorous testing, closely examined to make sure that they don't contain any contaminants or harmful substances. So you know that you can be sure that if doTERRA said that it is safe to use internally, that it's a high enough grade for you to do that. So when you cook with heat, the heat can evaporate the essential oils. The less time essential oils are exposed to the heat, the more flavour they will retain. So where possible, add the essential oil in at the end of the cooking process. So after it's been removed from the heat and had time to cool off. Now that's not always possible if you're baking or steaming with the essential oils. So if that's the case, you can get away with adding more essential oil to the recipe because a lot of that will evaporate with the cooking. And actually, sometimes it's a good thing to do. So strong oils like oregano or basil, it can actually be beneficial to let the oil simmer a bit because then it gives it a milder flavour in your cooking. And just like when you're drinking essential oils, we always ask you to drink from a glass or metal container. It's the same with your cookware. And that's because some essential oils can draw the toxins out of plastic. So think about what you're using in your kitchen as well. And if it would be better to use stainless steel, ceramic, or glass. Now, when you use essential oils, there's different methods that you can get the oil from the bottle into the recipe. And the toothpick method will be mentioned quite a lot throughout this presentation. And that's a way to get a tiny amount of essential oil into the recipe that you can then build on to your taste. So it's good when you first start experimenting, you might want to just use this method. And then as you get confident with what you're doing, you'll know how much essential oil you prefer in your recipe. So the way you do it is you just get a clean toothpick, or I call them cocktail sticks. Get a clean one out, put it into your essential oil. So you've got some on the cocktail stick, and then stir it into your dish and then taste to see if more's needed. And then you can just add a little bit each time. Because once you've put a drop in, there's no taking that drop out. So the toothpick method is a really good way to allow you to add the smallest amount of essential oils. If you're cooking large quantities of food and you're wanting to put a drop in, then I actually recommend that you buy some of the little vials, and you can get them on your doTERRA account. You just want 1 or 2 ml sized, and you can decant your cooking oils into a vial, put a sticker on the top so you know which one it is, and you can have all your cooking oils there in the kitchen. And with those vials, they're great because when you turn them upside down, nothing leaks out. But if you tap the bottom of the bottle, half a drop comes out. So you can really do it quite measured with 1 tap for half a drop, 2 taps for a drop. If you don't have those, I would recommend that you use a spoon and you put your 1 drop onto the spoon first, because then if 2 come out, you've got the choice of whether you're going to put them into the dish or whether you're going to start again. So there's that picture again of how much essential oil equates to a teaspoon of the fresh herb or spice. But really, how much essential oil to add? This depends on the type of recipe you're making, what oil you're using, because some are stronger than others, and personal taste. So I'm encouraging you to be a bit experimental with this. Start with the toothpick method and start to gauge how much oil you need. Sometimes it will be appropriate to add an entire drop or several drops, but just remember, once you've added it, you can't take it back. So use that spoon that I was just talking about, or use the little vials, or you can buy droppers as well. The glass ones are better, that you put into your bottle and then you can just drop out 1 drop at a time. And when you've finished using your essential oil, always put the lid back on the essential oil bottle afterwards, because it's the oxygen getting to the oil that will make it go off quicker. So a flavour guide for cooking with oils. So we really, experimenting with your essential oils are limitless for you. You can use them to flavour drinks, desserts, soups, meat, bread, and you've got different categories of oils. So we've got citrus, spice, herbs, florals, and mints. So we're going to go through those and give you some ideas of when you might want to use them. So your citrus oils, I've put a few up there, but there are more. Bergamot, grapefruit, lemon, lime, tangerine, wild orange, grapefruit. I said grapefruit, didn't I? Green mandarin. These are really lovely in beverages. So they're lovely in teas, water, smoothies. They're really refreshing. But you can also put them in your baked goods, that should say, yogurt, dips, salsa. It brings a really bright, sweet, tangy, refreshing element to your dish. If your recipe calls for the zest of the whole fruit, then a few drops of essential oils will match the amount of flavour that you need. With your spices, you've got oils like black pepper, cassia, cinnamon, coriander, ginger, fennel. And these are really useful for enhancing the natural flavour of the recipe. They're great with vegetables, meat marinades, and sweet and savoury dishes. And they bring a hot, sharp, spicy, sweet, warm element to your recipe. So black pepper and ginger, these will be good for enhancing natural flavours when cooking. Black pepper and ginger are amazingly supportive for your immune system. They're very warming as well. Fennel and coriander, these, fennel to me tastes very licoricey. One of the talks I was listening to this morning, she said, get your fennel, just put a little drop, so don't tip it out, just put your finger on top and then tap it to your tongue. And what you find, you get almost like a sweetness to it. And that's because it's actually tricking, there's no sweetness in there, but it's tricking your body that there is because of the taste buds. It tricks it somehow. And it is that sweet hit, but very licoricey as well. So think about where you might want to put that into your dishes. And then you've got cinnamon and cassia. Cinnamon's great for supporting the respiratory system. So this would be a good one to put in if you are feeling a bit under the weather. It's strong, it's spicy, it's lovely in baked goods or breakfast foods. But remember, with your spices, they are very potent oils. So do use the toothpick method so that you can taste as you go. Then we've got herbs. So our essential oils that come from the herb family are basil, cilantro, marjoram, oregano, rosemary, thyme. So these would be great for substituting for some dry or fresh herbs. You can use them in Italian dishes, meat marinades, soups, bread, pasta, potatoes. and they give us a herbal, fresh, sharp, warm flavour. And I'm going to share some recipes with you later as well. So you could substitute your regular herbs for essential oils every once in a while, have a play with it and see which you prefer. Just like dried herbs, you can use more than one in one dish, and they again are very potent, so use that toothpick method if you can. And then we've got our florals like lavender or geranium. So florals are useful for softening citrus flavours. So you might, if you're making a citrus inspired cake, then you might want to add some lavender to soften, or some geranium to soften. Have a play, adding a twist to plain recipes, desserts and teas. And this gives us a light, powdery, sweet flavour. So you can add it to desserts like cookies, chocolate, cakes, jellies and tea. Chocolate with geranium tastes exactly like Turkish Delight. So if you want to have a play with that, making some natural chocolate and adding geranium to it if you like Turkish Delight. It softens those citrus flavours to bring balance. Again, they are quite potent, so you might want to use the toothpick method. And then we've got our mints. So we've got peppermint and spearmint. This is peppermint, spearmint, they're great for digestive support. And you can put them into drinks, desserts, salads and meat. And that gives it that minty, cool, refreshing sweetness to the recipe. So you think about it, you might want to put it with some desserts or sweets. It's lovely with chocolate again. It's a cool, refreshing element to your recipe. You could use it with your lamb or chicken recipes. And again, we're advising about the toothpick method. 1 drop can be added to beverages, teas and smoothies. So talking about beverages, we don't drink enough water, and this is one of the simplest way to use your essential oils in the kitchen. And one of the first things I say to people if when they're asking about oils that for skincare, the first thing I talk about is water, because if we're hydrated, it's going to show in our skin. So we need to drink more water. And a lot of people say to me, I don't like water because it's boring. Well, you can put your essential oils in and it just gives it that whole different element to it, and you're getting the benefits of the oils too. So lemon is one that's really good for your digestive system. It's very detoxifying for the body. And you could use that when fresh lemons aren't available, or if you just want a less sugary drink. You could add a drop of cassia to water when hiking for dehydration. Cinnamon, again, I've said it's good for your respiratory system. You could add a drop with honey to hot water to soothe the throat. And one of the drinks that I was making my daughter recently when she had COVID was a drink, and I used a whole lemon and I squeezed the lemon. So I got the juice of the lemon into a cup, and I added wild orange, lime and cinnamon. And then I put hot water in, not boiling, so hot, and a teaspoon of honey. And she was having that every day as well, just to support her respiratory system and her immune system. So lime enhances the flavour of something. I love lime in sparkling water, full of antioxidants. You've got peppermint and lemon. You could use it to freshen the breath. You could use it to support your digestive system. If you're trying to watch what you eat, grapefruit is a natural appetite suppressor, and it's lovely to have in your water as well. So be experimental with your water. You can put the oils in tea, and oils that go great with tea are bergamot, fennel, if you like that licoricey taste, peppermint, cinnamon, lemon, Roman chamomile. And you can put them in your smoothies, your slushies, your lemonades, your hot chocolates. There's just so many options that these oils really do bring a different element, and you feel amazing. I don't think we use our oils enough, because when we do, you suddenly get this whole new sort of glow about you. So there's some recipes there. Ginger pear green smoothie, which you can get from the ebook that I'm going to send you. Raspberry lemonade. Now, if you want to try the oils with some marinades, these can be used with meat, vegetables or seafood. There's a picture on the right there of an Italian rosemary marinade that you could make, which uses rosemary essential oil, lemon and oregano. And the best oils for your marinades are your black pepper, cilantro, ginger, you can see the list there, marjoram, basil, cumin, lemon, oregano, cardamom, fennel, lime, and rosemary. So start playing with these oils. There's some ideas for you. A chili and lime marinade with lime essential oil. You've got a sweet and sour marinade with wild orange, parsley basil marinade with basil essential oil, and balsamic rosemary marinade with rosemary essential oil. They're so easy and simple to make, and I think you're going to love them. Now, baked goods. This is a way to add flavour to desserts, breads, and anything else you bake. And this is where I was inspired by Jacqueline, who is one of our oily community cooks. And she was telling me about a lemon cake that she'd made. And she just put 2 drops of essential oil into the egg, which she then put into the recipe, into the mixture. And one of the things she was telling me she noticed is that it not only tasted amazing, but the actual moistness of the cake was different as well. And it lasted a lot longer. Usually after a few days, it was starting to go a bit dry if she hadn't eaten it all up, but it was actually still in as good condition. And maybe she'll come on at the end and tell you that story a bit better. But that's what inspired me to bring this to you, because I don't think we use our essential oils in as much as we could. So just remember, when you are baking with essential oils, the oil will evaporate with the heat. So you can get away with adding more essential oil to your mixture before baking. So there's a recipe that you can have for lavender cupcakes with lavender cream cheese frosting, and spearmint chocolate chip cookies with spearmint essential oil, blueberry and orange muffins with wild orange essential oil, and you can use your oils in your salsas to enhance the flavour and save time. So you've oils like lavender, cilantro, coriander, lemon. You really spice up your salsa, but without adding any extra time. And we've got a recipe there for you, pineapple and nectarine salsa with lime and cilantro essential oils. Sauces and dips is probably one of the easiest ways to use your oils as well. And they do just give it a different element to it. So you could add it to your hummus, pesto and pasta sauces. So if you're making a pasta sauce, then just get your bottle of, I don't know what you'd use, thyme, rosemary, and just stir it in with a toothpick and then just keep tasting. But remember, do that at the end of cooking if you can, just to keep the essential oils intact. But there's a recipe there for rosemary and lemon hummus. So it does tell you how to make it from scratch, but even if you're not having the time to make your hummus, then, and you've bought a shop bought version, then still put some into a bowl, add your drop of essential oil and see the difference that you can make. And then you've got your salads. So you could add your essential oils to any traditional salad, green salad, chicken salad, pasta salad, quinoa salad, potato salad. With the salads, the flavours do become stronger the longer they sit on the food. So if you make your salad up in advance and then put it in the fridge, it's probably best just to add the essential oil just before serving, rather than putting it in the fridge with the essential oil on it, just because it will enhance the flavour of the oil. Or you could just make a vinaigrette that you put on separately. And there's one there, strawberry and almond salad with a raspberry lime vinaigrette. And then I think there's 2 more things. So seasoning, you can combine essential oils with seasoning to create powerful blends to enhance your food. So just get yourself some airtight glass jars. And then you can make these up in advance. So you've got an Italian seasoning there that you can make with 2 tablespoons of garlic salt or clove of garlic, a drop or less of basil, thyme, marjoram and oregano or rosemary, or any combination, your favorite combinations. Mix them all together and then put the lid on. And then when you need that seasoning, you've got it there ready made. With salt, I tend to like the Himalayan salt the best, just because we are trying to cut down the amount of salt that we eat in our house. And the Himalayan salt, I know, has got more of the trace minerals left in it than maybe the white salt that you can buy that's been so heavily processed that it's not that good for you. If you are using a lot of sugar, then you can essential oil flavoured sugar. So you could put 2 tablespoons of sugar and then a couple of drops of wild orange, tangerine, lemon, grapefruit, bergamot, lime. That might be a way of getting it into the cakes as well. See how that works. There's an Asian seasoning blend there, a rosemary and garlic rub, and a chipolata seasoning blend. As I say, I'm going to send you the link to download this ebook so you've got them all there. And then to end, we'd like to end with happy hour. So I do like a bit of essential oils in my cocktails. So here we've got a lemon and lavender martini with vodka, lemon juice, and then you could make a lavender syrup to go with that. If you like a margarita, have you tried adding wild orange essential oil to your margarita? Or a Moscow Mule, is that? Which actually sounds quite nice. I've never tried it. So it's vodka, ginger beer, a drop of ginger essential oil, half a fresh squeezed lime, and then garnish with lime and mint. My favourite cocktail is a mojito. 3 mint leaves, and then you've got your lime juice, some syrup to sweeten it up a bit, white rum, soda, and a drop of spearmint essential oil. Or maybe you're going to make a sangria. It's going to be a nice weekend actually, so you could make some of these up for the weekend. So your sangria, you've got your red wine, add in your fruit, so oranges, lemon, lime, and then 2 drops of wild orange essential oil and a drop of lime essential oil. So really, I hope I've inspired you to get creative, because the possibilities are endless that you can use with your essential oils. I'm going to post some recipes into the Facebook group throughout the week, so you've got some other ideas, and I'm going to give you the link to this ebook that this presentation came from, so you've got that. But I would just encourage you to experiment with different flavors, because using your essential oils really can help transform the way that you eat and drink and cook with the use of essential oils. And we haven't had a giveaway in the group for a long time. So what I thought we could do is, if you can post pictures of your creations into the Facebook group, then what we'll do, we'll put them all into a hat, and at the end of the week, we'll pull one winner, and I'll get together some cooking oils that I'll send you. So get creative, get your pictures in the Facebook group, or if you don't want to put a picture, just share with us what you did, and you'll get entered into that draw. Okay, so I'm just come back to the room now. Has anyone got any questions or want to share anything that they've used the oils with their cooking? Kathy, did you want to say something?
No, that's really interesting. I mean, it just enforced some of the things that I knew and taught me lots of new things. I do put the oils in cooking. It's also, as you said, with alcohol, it's quite good. Lager with a drop of lime in is nice. Prosecco with lime is quite nice. But yeah, I think it's quite interesting. I haven't put it in salsas or salad dressings, so I'll try that.
Yeah, I think it's just getting creative, isn't it? We do. I know I feel so much better when I'm using the essential oils more, and this is just another way that we can be using them.
I wouldn't have thought of things like cinnamon or cassia in a glass of water. I know one of them you said you use hot water, but there was one you said, I think it was cinnamon in just a glass of cold water. I've not thought about that before. Yeah. I usually have the citrus oils in, or peppermint in my water.
Yeah, it's just bringing in different flavors, and they're really good for respiratory support. Yeah. Anyone else got anything? Don't cook. Well, you can put them on your whatever you eat. You must eat. You could add a drop of peppermint to your bounty. There you go.
Yeah, start a new flavour.
Yeah.
Jacqueline, did I do your story justice?
Yeah. Just to follow on to it. I did make a lovely lemon. I just thought I'm just going to make myself a lemon cake, and I like to put a bit of cream on top, strawberry jam with some grated coconut. And so I thought, okay, let me just try it out for the first time. And so once I put it in the egg mixture, because you know eggs are raw, so I like to spice up my egg. And if I don't use the oils, I would then put some lemon zest in the eggs, vanilla essence or almond essence, just to spice up that egg mixture. And then it will go in the rest of the recipe. So I put just about 3 drops of the lemon oil, because it was a large batter mixture. So it wasn't like I was making a small cake, it was quite a large cake. And then I smelled the aroma was nice, but it does with lemon when you put lemon juice or lemon zest anyway. Anyway, I baked my cake, and when I took it out of the oven, I noticed, I said, this is quite, I love the texture. It's slightly different, slightly moister. My cake's always quite moist, so really pleased about that. But I felt that the color, even I had a lovely sort of light lemon, yellow color to my sponge. I thought this is quite nice. Anyway, I let it cool down and I decorate it. And then the first thing you do, you know, yeah, add a bit of slice, don't you? You cut small slice just to see what it tastes like. And I did that, and I really noticed the texture was a lot nicer. It was a lot more spongier, and the taste, it wasn't overpowering with the lemon oils. It was just a lovely sort of fresh taste. So I thought this is really great. Anyway, normally the shelf life of my cakes lasts about, if it's out, it will last about 3-4 days. I mean, it will last a week, but you'll get the best of it for 3-4 days where it's still moist and you know. But I noticed that the shelf life lasts for over a week by adding the essential oils. We eventually put it in the fridge after 3-4 days because they want to leave it out. No, summer and flies and everything. So we sort of wrapped it up in foil, put it in the fridge. But even after, and we had a little bit left after a week and a half, I took it out of the fridge and had a bit, and it tasted just as if I just baked it. So I know the essential oils really, I mean, it just improves the shelf life. So from now on, whenever I do bake, I'll add a drop or two of the lemon oils. But lime, I want to experiment with. Depends if I make a lime pie, a key lime pie, and then things like cheesecake, which you know that you use a lot of dairy with that, especially cheese, and sometimes you just want to improve the flavor of your cheesecake, add a couple drops of the lemon. That would be it. I haven't used it or done it yet for the cheesecake, but I could only imagine. I can't wait to make another cheesecake, you know, because I know it's just going to enhance and improve the flavors. So, you know, you're right about if you don't have a lemon or a lime, because sometimes we run out, don't we, or they just go off. What can we use? But I'm going to now get a collection of the spice oils and the rest of the citrus oils, just have them there because I think they're going to come in so useful for me in my baking. So I really can't wait to experiment.
Well, don't forget to post your pictures in the group.
Yeah, definitely will do that. Yeah.
And Jacqueline's starting a YouTube channel with her creation, so I'll share the link for everybody in the group as well, so that they can watch you as you learn.
Thank you. I launch on August the 1st, and I'd like Debbie, I've asked Debbie to come down on one of my shows so that we can cook and bake together, and she has, you know, more of an idea. Well, she's more experienced with baking and using the oils and cooking, and for us to just have a session where we bake or we cook and we sit down and we talk about these oils, just to get it out to the wider public about the alternatives and the health benefits. So I'm really, really looking forward to that.
Me too. I think it's gonna be lots of fun.
Yeah, thank you.
Has anyone else got anything they want to share or ask while we're all together? No? Okay. Well, thank you for joining us live. And if you're watching this on the replay, then do put your pictures in the group. I've put this out to the wider audience actually. So if you're not in our VIP group and you're watching this replay, then and it's something that you want to get trying, then just get in touch and we can guide you with how to get the oils. So if there's nothing more, I will love you and leave you and see you next Wednesday. See you next Wednesday at 11. Okay, lots of love.
Thank you.
Cheers. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye.